Even though being a Sigma seems like it would be a lot of fun, becoming one isn't always simple. The majority of them are not your typical Joes, and because of their unique abilities, they face a great deal of difficulty in their daily lives. They are typically the ones that are misunderstood due to the fact that they think and behave differently from the majority of others. If you can identify with any of the above challenges, there is a good possibility that you are a Sigma. Number 1. Bringing your concepts into the real world. For Sigma males, coming up with innovative concepts is an enjoyable cerebral challenge, but in practice, putting such concepts into action is a great deal more challenging. This is due to the fact that they spend a significant amount of time thinking rather than really doing things. They would rather spend their time thinking than doing anything else, and when they do act, they want everything to be well planned and consistent with who they are and what they believe in. In addition to this, many concepts might be divorced from reality due to the fact that they are. In conclusion, many Sigma males have a lot of ideas that they've never implemented since they have no need for them and they just lie around collecting dust. To be successful in this endeavor, they need to shift their attention away from the overarching goal and instead concentrate on the specific actions that will bring them closer to realizing their vision. This is a blessing, but it also has the potential to become a curse if it isn't managed properly. They are always coming up with fresh and original ideas for how to make things better, which is why this is such a gift. The problem is that they frequently become mired in their own thoughts, and as a result, their ideas are never brought into the open. This is a curse. The fact that a Sigma does not have sufficient time to put all of his brilliant ideas into action is sometimes the most difficult challenge he faces. Number 2. People are put off by your level of intelligence. This is something that frequently occurs with Sigmas. When you are continuously required to explain things to other people or tone down your conversation, it may get exhausting. You start to feel as like you're not being who you really are, and you can't help but question whether anybody could ever truly understand what you're going through or where you're coming from. If you are a Sigma, you have probably observed that when they find out how intelligent you are, some people have a tendency to avoid interacting with you. This is due to the fact that they are frightened by your level of intelligence. They could be accustomed to being the sharpest person in the room, which might make them feel as though they can't compete with you. The reality, though, is that one of your most valuable assets is your brain. It enables you to view things from a fresh angle and discover answers to difficulties that others are unable to solve. There are individuals in the world who will recognize and admire your brilliance, and they will be thrilled at the opportunity to gain knowledge from you. You are just tasked with locating them. You are able to easily recognize when someone is lying or being dishonest because of your logical and clear thinking, which is also what enables you to see through the BS that other people are telling you. Since of this, some individuals may feel nervous around you because they believe they are unable to get away with anything. This skill, although helpful under some circumstances, also has the potential to be a burden. It's possible that you'll start to see individuals and their motives with suspicion. Because you are continually assuming that other people have hidden agendas, you can find it difficult to trust other people. Number 3. People are always looking for opportunities to take advantage of your lack of speech. Because Sigma males typically have a reserved demeanor and a tendency for introspection. When one is quiet, other people have a tendency to take advantage of them. They might have the misconception that Sigma is timid or weak, which would make them an easy target for manipulation. What a lot of people don't understand is that the reason Sigma male is so silent is because he is continuously taking in new information and analyzing it. Even when he's not speaking, he's always thinking about something. In spite of the fact that his reserved demeanor can give the impression that he is an easy target, this is not the case in any way. When Sigma observes this conduct, he will often remove himself from the individual or circumstance in question. Because he is aware that it is not worth his time and effort, he will not bother to face the individual very often. In spite of the fact that Sigma males may not be the most extroverted individuals, they are typically incredibly attentive and have an uncanny ability to see right through others. Sigmas can read these sorts of individuals like an open book, hence it might be hard for them to interact with them because of this ability. Being silent doesn't make you weak. Simply put, it indicates that you have a robust interior world that not everyone is able to comprehend. Number 4. The alpha male is always working to drag you down to his level. Because Sigma males don't abide by the same rules as alphas, many alphas view them as a potential danger. Because they don't want affirmation or acceptance from anybody else, they are a formidable adversary who can't be taken lightly. In an effort to boost their own self-esteem, alphas frequently engage in negative competition with sigmas. The pack is led by the alpha male, but the sigma male has chosen to live on his own apart from the other members of the pack. This is frequently seen as a potential risk to the who is under the impression that he must demonstrate his superiority. On the other hand, sigma males couldn't give a hoot about what alphas thought of them if they paid them. The issue is that many beta men would opt to follow the sigma's approach once they understood that the sigma is not scared to break away from the established quo. This is the source of the problem. The urge of the alpha to feel in charge of their environment is becoming a weakness in today's society, when more and more individuals are opting to live their lives independently of others. This power imbalance can frequently result in animosity and anger on the part of the alpha against the sigma. Alpha men will go to great lengths in an effort to dethrone sigma males. Yet, this just serves to highlight how dumb they appear to their peers. The idea that sigmas don't require affirmation from anybody else is something that alphas will never be able to wrap their heads around. It is because of this, in the end, that sigma males pose such a threat to the ego of an alpha man. Number 5. It is challenging for you to locate people who can relate to you and comprehend you. Because it might be difficult to locate other individuals who fully understand them, sigma males frequently get the impression that they do not belong in this world. They have an insatiable need for profound, thought-provoking, and thought-provoking dialogues, which are difficult to find in today's materialistic and shallow society. And because they don't engage in as much social interaction as their extroverted counterparts do, it's highly unlikely that they'll go out of their way to make the proper connection. They probably don't build contacts through going to pubs, clubs, and parties, as opposed to the majority of individuals who do this. Sigma males have their own special style of making new acquaintances, which may include joining a Facebook group, becoming a member of a book club or meeting group where they may locate folks with similar interests in an environment that is less public, or just going out of their way to meet new people. Although this does not imply that sigma males are loners, it is true that they would rather associate in more intimate settings, such as one-on-one or in smaller groups, than in huge crowds. This is due to the fact that they despise idle chatter and any discussion that has the air of being shallow. They must also have time to themselves in order to allow their batteries to be refreshed. They frequently experience exhaustion at the end of a long day of socializing, which is the reason why they require time alone. Number 6. Finding exciting employment. Finding job that satisfies the needs of a sigma male might be challenging. They want to be mentally stimulated and intellectually pushed, so they continually learn and grow. However, duties that have little value, such as filling out reports or responding to emails, stifle them and prevent them from mentally stimulating and intellectually challenging themselves. Sigma's employees want for work that provides them with a strong feeling of significance and independence, as well as the opportunity to independently execute their own concepts. They frequently wind up founding their own companies or becoming freelancers so that they may have the freedom to work on any projects they choose. Although there are not many opportunities available that are an exact fit for what Sigma is looking for, the company has a difficult time finding roles that come close. This is not to imply that all occupations held by Sigma males are undesirable. Nonetheless, it is common for them to need to make concessions in order to find work that does not entirely bore them. It is essential for Sigmas to discover a line of work that they are enthusiastic about, despite the fact that this will not be a simple task for them. Otherwise, they may wind up feeling dissatisfied and disillusioned with it. Number 7. Society views differences as defects. It's not uncommon to hear loners or even misfits used to characterize Sigma males. They do not care about complying to the standards set by society and do not fit the usual mold of what a guy is meant to be. In spite of the fact that Sigma's nonconformity is widely considered to be a character flaw, it is, in fact, one of the organization's most admirable traits. They are able to be themselves without worrying about how other people would perceive them because of it. They are aware of their unique qualities and are content with themselves. Even though Sigma is considered to be the lone wolf of society, this does not worry him in the least. He is the kind of person that does things his own way and goes his own way about doing things. This fiercely independent personality may not be for everyone, but it works really well for Sigma. They are not concerned with prestige or power, which are two things that many alpha men look for in order to feel that their existence is important. Sigma males stubbornly refuse to adapt to the expectations of society, which seeks to demean them for being different and place them in the same category as the rest of the population. Because of this, they frequently find themselves in conflict with their bosses and other people in positions of power. Even though it can be challenging to cope with, Sigma males have little choice but to acknowledge this as an inherent characteristic of their species. They would rather maintain their individuality than follow the attitude of the crowd in order to gain acceptance. Number 8. Looking too deeply at things. Rather than accepting things at face value, many Sigma males engage in in-depth analysis of every situation. This can cause their brains to go into overdrive, and in the end, they typically do not even obtain the outcomes that they had hoped for. This type of analysis can prohibit someone from acting in any way, regardless of whether they are excessively dissecting the social contact or trying to reason their panic thoughts. They are able to comprehend a great deal of information while being deaf, but this also implies that they are more likely than other people to experiment. Ariance mental overload. When this occurs, individuals need to take a break from their thoughts and put some distance between themselves and their ideas by engaging in an activity that is more physical and grounding. They could benefit from going to the gym, going for a walk, or even just cleaning the desk in order to clear their thoughts and approach the matter with a new perspective. Examining the significance of the issue that is causing one to be preoccupied is yet another strategy for preventing one from engaging in excessive mental processing. When everything is taken into account, number 9. People never take your abilities seriously enough. Sigma males are not like the average alpha man in any way. They are typically not the one in the room who is the most extroverted or the loudest, which makes it simple to beneath them. People frequently believe that since Sigma males are more reserved than other men, they are weaker and less self-assured than other guys. On the other hand, this statement couldn't be farther from the truth if it tried. In point of fact, Sigma males have an extremely high opinion of both themselves and their skills. They are so sure of themselves that they don't feel the need to prove anything to anyone. Although it might be difficult to be underestimated, they typically turn this frustration into an advantage. They are well aware that others will underestimate them, therefore they take use of this fact in order to keep one step ahead. Because of this, they are able to act in a more daring manner and take chances without thinking about the opinions of others. In addition to this, it provides them with the element of surprise, which is always a welcome additional feature. Sigmas are not forceful or aggressive people, but when the situation calls for it, they will maintain their position. They are unafraid to express what they believe and have strong views in the matters they discuss. On the other hand, they tend to reserve their self-assertion for just the most dire of circumstances. They would want to keep a low profile and steer clear of any potential conflicts whenever it is feasible. Number 10. An inability to be present in one's life. It is possible for Sigma males to become so immersed in their own thoughts that they forget to return to Earth. Sometimes, because they are dwelling so much on the past or the future, they are missing out on what is taking place in the here and now. Although it is necessary for Sigma males to think about the past and make plans for the future, they must be careful not to spend an excessive amount of time on either activity. In the case that this does not take place, they will inevitably start to live in their minds and will lose how to experience life in the here and now. They need to make an effort to become more conscious of their thoughts and concentrate on the here and the now. This is due to the fact that their mind is always going in a million different directions, which makes it difficult for them to be present. Finding a balance between living in the now and engaging in introspection may be challenging for them, but it is essential for them to do so. 11. It is difficult for you to locate a partner who is on the same level as you. Because of the high standards they set for themselves and the fact that they are autonomous, Sigma males may struggle to find a mate who can keep up with their level of achievement. They have no desire to date anybody who can be manipulated by them or who will act in accordance with their every whim. They want someone who can challenge them and keep them on their toes, so they look for someone with their own unique sense of independence. Although finding a spouse with these qualities might be challenging at times, it is well worth the effort. Having a connection with a Sigma male is not for those who are easily discouraged. They will encourage her to be the greatest version of herself and test her abilities in ways that she would never have imagined. It seems that the most successful partnerships are the ones in which both parties experience personal development. There is more to Sigma males than initially meets the eye when it comes to their secretive personalities. She will find a kind and sympathetic companion who is more than worth the effort once she is able to get through Sigma's icy facade.
Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And do share with your friends so we may continue to create them. To see more videos like this, subscribe and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Additionally, make sure to check out our other videos. Thank you for watching.